Yeah, you know what it is. Welcome to the best coast. Yo, it's Bronze Age nerd with that collecting elite. Big B McFly steady bringing the vintage heat. Pull up a seat, we diving in the stacks. Silver to the bronze, got the knowledge on tap. From Kirby's Kings to the mutants, wow. We breaking it down in that laid back style. So grab your snacks, let the panels unfold. This is comic book chilling with the stories we told. Comic book vibes, we flipping them pages. Legends and lore from all the ages. Golden to the modern, we talk that news. With Big B McFly and the nerd cut loose. Yo, you tune into that Bronze Age flow. Where comics live and legends grow. Big B McFly in the cut, let's fly. Best coast, baby, comics are what saved me. Big, yeah. Baby, comics are what saved me.
Hey, what's up? We are back. This is Best Coast Comics. I'm one of your co-hosts, Christopher, aka the Bronze Age Nerd, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely co-host,
Mariano Rivera.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Hall of Fame closer, New York Yankees. Happy to be here.
I knew your record. It's just every time I try to address you by that, you always are like, no, it's Big B McFly.
Actually, Big B McFly, the comic guy. Happy to be here. Glad to see you guys again. Sorry we were away for a little bit.
Yeah, we had a couple weeks off just due to some snags and some health issues and stuff, but we are back. And this is actually the debut of a new format or system, kind of, that we're doing. It's going to feel pretty much like the same show for the first half of the show. But before I talk about that, I do want to say real quick that we are streaming on multiple channels. We have Big B McFly over there. We are on his channel. We're live on my channel, The Bronze Age Nerd. And we're also live over on the EXP, over on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and Instagram. So the links for the YouTube channels are all in the description if you want to go subscribe up to those channels. We'd really appreciate that. So you can check out all of our content. And I think you're really going to enjoy that. So that would be great. So this new format, real fast, we should probably explain this. We're basically going to do the live show every Monday is the idea, at least most Mondays. And we're going to cover the things that are going on in our life, like the stuff we picked up, the comics we're reading, the movies we watched, and we're going to talk about comic book and nerd culture news, basically. Big movies coming out, or new comic book launching, or controversies, that kind of stuff, including some controversies we're covering this week. Then what we're going to do, this is where it gets different. That rest of that sounded pretty much the same, I bet. Where it gets different, where we change things up. And we did this based on just what we were seeing from our audience. We have a great time hanging out with you guys in the chat. We love talking about the topics that come up, but a lot of the chat interaction comes from the beginning part of the show. So we're figured, let's keep that going. And to get because live streams don't really get the same kind of oomph after the fact from YouTube. They don't get the same kind of kick. At least that doesn't seem to work that way for us. We're going to take that second part of the show and turn it into a new show that's going to be uploaded. I think on Wednesdays is what we're going to shoot for. Gives us a day to kind of edit, get the thumbnail out, upload it, and get it out. New comic book day, hey, why not? That's the goal. And we'll have those weekly topics we used to do where we would talk about certain things. We will have, a specific show like that. So it's gonna be a little bit more like a true podcast. It'll all be recorded, just offline with us. So it'll seem like a seamless show. We're not going to get interrupted by chat. And we still can do all of that fun stuff every Monday. So kind of the best of both worlds. It gives us some more content that you guys can watch.
We'll try to roll right into that with some of the stuff you guys say in the chat will be included in the stuff.
Oh yeah.
For the pre-recorded. So please make sure to give us all the kind of feedback and stuff you want to hear about. And
yeah, absolutely. So hopefully everybody's kind of cool that we're going to try it out for a while. We were just seeing kind of different things, and we both agreed that we needed to kind of change it up, and that was what we came up with. And I think it's going to be good for both of us. Hopefully good for you guys too.
Talk about a good way that we could make the best use of our time and broaden the exposure of the channels.
Yeah,
and that's what we came up with. So
love it. At least so far. We'll see how I feel.
We might be going back in like 6 months back to the old format. Who knows?
But I am long overdue to say hello to all you fine folks in chat. We mentioned chat. We love seeing all of our viewers in chat, all the people who hang out in the show, all our friends, and new faces, which is great. We see that usually every week. We see some new faces. Coming in with that gold medal is Hydra Asylum Comics. For those that don't know, Hydra Asylum Comics, one of the people that's part of that is our producer, Jay, who's kind of behind the scenes right now. Every once in a while, he kind of comes in as a creepy voice from God. And then every rare once in a while, he pops up on screen and usually has a lot to say about Superman. He's an awesome dude. Go follow Hydra Asylum Comics. They have a great YouTube channel.
Absolutely. Hail Hydra.
Yeah, he said it. Steve Rogers. GT Key Comic coming in with that silver medal, and I think it's fitting for our first show back in a few weeks to have Richard Westfall come in with that bronze medal. Congratulations, Richard. The true winner of the week. Okay, we're done now. We can just shut it down. No. Oh, we've got comic tropes here. Piece, I'm guessing relating to our topic we're going to get into here with the news. And Kevin Durant, I agree with the Mortal Biggie Shack. Peacemaker makes white people look bad. That was interesting. I didn't see a comment like that. I don't know if that was maybe something from a different stream. I don't know if I agree with that. I think actually, man, I'm going to go on a weird tangent right at the beginning of the show. I think that at least I'm more familiar with show Peacemaker, to be honest with you. In that version of Peacemaker, I mean, he comes from a family of racists and still is actively speaking out against racism. I think that
is a black woman. So
yeah, I think that's a good thing. Not that he's perfect. There definitely has his flaws and stuff like that.
I mean, there was the part in the show where she was the only one who realized there were no people of color in the other universe, right? So the white people kind of were oblivious, but we are.
Well, and it's funny. So we're just jumping full into this. I get in a little bit here. We kind of talked about it. It's all over the interwebs, and people predicted it weeks before it happened. The whole Earth X thing. My wife, who doesn't watch Peacemaker, she watched the first episode with me, and she kind of was just like, we only have so much time to watch TV shows together. You just go ahead on this one. I'm trying to convince her to go back and watch some of it, but she just happened to kind of be reading in the same room when I was watching that last episode.
Right.
And she was like, how does nobody notice what's going on?
Right.
She just walked into it blind without any context. And I was like, well, I think that Chris was probably, Peacemaker was probably too busy just enjoying all the things that he didn't have in his world.
That are right for him there, right?
The adoration,
right?
His brother, that stuff. But yeah, it's an interesting point, Kevin. Jackson Jack, what did Comic Tropes do now? More fun? Has he destroyed more fun? Oh, I bet you he just encouraged more fun. That's my guess. Knowing Comic Tropes.
Yeah.
I actually,
if you're still here, Tropes, I hope that your package showed up or is showing up soon. I mean, it went out this weekend, so surprise goodies for Chris.
Nice. I saw he had a really cool thing going on where he's going to NYCC, I think, and I think he has a backpack that plays like his intro.
I saw that. That was so cool. Yeah, like the video thing on the back.
Yeah, I love his intro.
Then you can like have that going, and then when people tap him on the shoulder, you go, "Oh, hi, it's Chris from."
Yeah. Oh, hi! You caught me at New York City Comic Con. Oh yes. By the way, I absolutely skipped over Shigeyuki Kikita. I cannot skip Shigeyuki. How's it going? Everybody's healthy again. For now. It is back to school, and my wife works at a resort as a director and like a director of retail and attractions at a resort. And so big, if there's a big cold going around, it sweeps through there. My daughter's in first grade. It sweeps through there. It all comes back to me, and these super spreaders come back into my home. And then we give each other's colds. It's great.
I'm gonna derail for a second to talk about the healthy thing. Like a lot of you guys didn't know, but if you've ever seen me at a show or anything, I have a problem with a hip and back problem that's been going on for 4+ years, and finally got my doctor to acknowledge that it was an issue. she had some scary things to say what it might be, and I went and got an ultrasound, and it came back. It's just I have a very bad hernia, so I'm probably gonna be going in for surgery at some point. But thank you to everybody who wished me positive thoughts and prayers, and thank God it wasn't some of the things she said it might be.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that. Not to peel back, the personal curtain too much, but first of all, hoping for a swift recovery, easy surgery if it goes that route. I'm sure it will, and hoping it makes your quality of life that much better, which would be amazing to see for you. And also on top of that, I hope you have the sexiest nurses alive. So
there we go. If you guys haven't seen me at a show, basically my left leg and hip are trying to separate from my body because of the way the hernia is, and so it's just like constant pain. So
yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
Anyway,
yeah.
But at least we got it diagnosed, and we're going to get it taken care of. So that's good.
Yes. And we'll kind of weather the storms. Kind of pun intended. It's actually storming here, for which, man, that was cool to see.
Right, a little
first
bit
rain in a while.
The season's like abrupt, right? It was like really sunny and nice, and then boom.
Yeah, it finally feels like fall as we're almost in October here. But I also should point out, that may affect your livelihood a little bit too. So I do understand that may not be. That's kind of a mixed thing.
I have the day off again tomorrow, so
there you go.
So there we go.
Yeah,
maybe we can go get some food or something.
That's a possibility. It's a possibility. Actually, yeah, that may not be too bad. So Hydra Asylum Comics comes in. He wants to hear our thoughts on the new Simpsons movie.
And who's that down there?
Oh, well, she's not a Simpsons character. That's weird. Anna. Oh, I know who that is. It's familiar.
Anna with your smoky eyes, dancing through ballerina, kiss me goodbye. You throw a punch, I say please, I'd like another. After Blade Runner, I'll never recover. Anna with your smoky eyes, dancing through ballerina, kiss me goodbye. You throw a punch, I say please, I'd like another. After Blade Runner, I'll never recover.
Fun little connection there. I actually finished Ballerina.
Yeah, what'd you think?
A couple nights ago. You know what? I really enjoyed it. For whatever reason, I started watching it a few weeks, probably maybe about a month ago, and just couldn't finish it because of just things came up or whatever, and decided, oh yeah, I gotta finish that movie. Like it looked really cool. The action scenes in that are right up there with a couple of the John Wick films. It was impossible not to compare them. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I hope she gets another entry in the series or something.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I think that's kind of what they're going for, to try to come up with another character that we could start kind of having chapters about.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and it's crazy. Like there's like what, 2 other shows or whatever that are part of that too. Like there's the Continental, and then I thought there's one other one too that they did that's like an offshoot of from the world of John Wick or whatever.
I'll probably chime in, but
yeah,
I love that universe. It's a great playground.
Yeah. But the Simpsons movie, did you see that?
I did not see anything about the new Simpsons movie, so I am open to hearing all kinds of good news about that.
Well, we got an official. I don't know if it came out as a tweet. That's where I saw it on the platform formerly known as Twitter. It was, I don't know if everybody remembers, but the I think there was the teaser poster, I want to say, for the original movie. Maybe I'm misremembering this. Was a like the pink frosted donut on the poster. Right. And this one, it's like Homer reaches up and grabs that donut and pulls it off, and there's kind of like a greasy spot left behind, and it says coming in 2027 or something like that. So we're going to get an official sequel to the Simpsons movie, which I have not seen since it came out. I actually probably should go back and rewatch that at some point.
Yeah, it was entertaining.
Yeah. Does he say nice things about Superman?
Peacemaker?
He hasn't mentioned him yet.
Except for the intro to the season. mean, he's
Oh,
there
right,
at
yeah.
the very intro, but yeah.
That's true. Yeah, you're right about that.
I did read some stuff about that. I mean, we keep getting derailed about that, but I did read some stuff about that Peacemaker and Superman are being filmed at the same time. So there's a chance that we'll see the Superman from the Earth X in the Peacemaker series.
Yeah, and there's some fun thoughts I've seen on that, how that could shape up. I'm we're trying to stay. I know we did a little spoiling. Sorry about that, guys, but we'll definitely try to clean it up. What? Oh yeah, no. I just realized that we definitely probably should have at least warned people. But I mean, for me, I've seen it like I was seeing it. I think I warned you like the night I watched it. I'm like, oh, you should go watch it if you haven't because they're out there.
And I saw something on Tropes like 2 weeks prior to that, so I was like,
yeah. And I think I replied to him. He had a really good theory he posted too. I've seen him and the Nando cut on YouTube both post similar things about what's going to probably happen in that show, and I have faith that they're right. They're both right.
okay.
Okay.
One other. It's not a spoiler thing, but
hey, Collector B.
This is something that Chris and I were surprised by because I was just doing a little research on Peacemaker because I like the show, and like a lot of the characters are really recent appearances in the DCU. Like I love the whole crew, even though they're not superheroes, so I was looking for their first appearances. But Eagly is a 2022 book.
Yeah,
it is. What was it? It was Strange Love Adventures #1 from 2022 is the first appearance of Eagly. So if you guys want to get a cool key.
By the way, word of caution there. I've seen a few misattributed first appearances to other books. That is, I did my research. I went and read those books. That is absolutely his first appearance that I could find at least.
There you go.
So because I was curious about that because I remember I asked you and I was like, "Are you sure?"
Like that's his first appearance?
Yeah, because I'd seen some other people say it was. I forget now what even other book it was, but there was a couple other books that I'd seen mentioned. They were like Suicide Squad movie tie-ins, I think, too.
I mean, like right on the cover of that book, it says like, "What's the one thing Peacemaker loves more than peace?" Right?
Yeah,
it's Eagly. So
it was cool.
Yeah.
So did say hello to Collector P. Thank you for being here, Collector P. And we also got TM Nerdy in the house. What's up, TM?
Hey, TM.
Comic Tropes liked Ballerina okay, but it wasn't quite as good as Wick. Yeah, I agree. Although I will say, was it John Wick 2 or John Wick 3? I think it was John Wick 3. John Wick 3 was a little. I didn't enjoy that one that much. I think this might have been better than John Wick 3, but I really liked 4 and I really liked 1 and 2 a lot. One probably my favorite revenge movie of all time now is John Wick.
It's our friend.
Yeah. When was the first John Wick was being talked about? Did you ever think it would become? Yeah, that was just kind of circling back to that. Yeah, that's a really good point.
It's definitely grown legs and walked.
Yeah, it's like who thought Keanu needed a big franchise to be part of? Oh, well, there you go.
Another.
And then this was going to bring me to something else we were going to talk about. Hello, Christina. Hello. I know Bigby was just saying hi to you. I wanted to make it official as we got down to your comment. We sent off our hearts for comics curing cancer. Went out UPS today, so those should be arriving in the comics curing cancer headquarters here in a day or two at the most. And I did take one picture that I should have been prepared for this, but I didn't expect to talk about it this soon. So let me share this real fast. So get kind of our hearts side by side there. Snap that before I send it off. So yeah, Bigby absolutely crushed it.
You're awesome too, buddy. I love it.
Yours is great, man. So these are going to be, I believe, up for auction during Comics Curing Cancer, or on the website they're doing. I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe Christina has more details for us because Christina was the awesome mastermind behind sending these hearts out to some community members, and I think I speak for both of us when I say we felt really honored to be part of this.
Absolutely. I think she said they're going up for pre-bid as of today, maybe.
Nice. Nice. But those are the hearts. I got Firestar on the left there, and that was Spider-Woman on the right by Big B. I did the Firestar. So yeah, Christina just posted the link into the chat there. I'll go with the second one there. She's posted multiple chats. But yeah, it'll be on the website. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I was a little
like the
murky.
yours ties in to Comics Curing Cancer too, because you picked Firestar for a reason.
Yeah, Firestar is a cancer survivor. And of course, we all think about cancer and we all think about what the ultimate sacrifice or price can be for cancer. Of course, it's a terrible thing. I actually have had both my parents are cancer survivors. And there's a lot of other cancer in my family, so it's something I'm always thinking about. But I tend to focus on trying to celebrate the survivors because they do represent hope for people that have cancer. And I think that's an important thing. And so that'd be a really good one to pick, I thought. So
yeah.
And then I unfortunately only showing the front kind of does Big B as a disservice, because not only does his wrap around the back and has a really cool design on the back as well. It also has like he wrote like Comics Curing Cancer like in a cool font on the top of the heart and stuff. It's really awesome. So
I kind of made it so it would spin and be a presentation piece as you spin it.
That was very smart of you. You're much more accomplished and skilled artist than I am, man. Like, yeah, you did a great job on that.
Just trying to, I flying by the seat of my pants, but
well, then you pull it off very well. I would say she has smoky eyes. Absolutely.
Yes.
I would say so.
They will be
so
up.
They're gonna be up.
There we go.
Yeah, up for pre-bid before the live auction, 10/24 to 10/26. Awesome. Also, thanks, Christina, for being a good friend in terms of reminding me at different milestones where I needed to be on that project, because I don't do well with that stuff normally. So I appreciate that. Well, that said, I think we need, to get into this news, right?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Are we doing news first or art first?
Let's do news first, because I think we need to get into talking about a little something about Peacemaker, since we already kind of started anyway. I think we should just kind of continue that process.
Let's do it. I wonder if those guys would be able to be on for interview. They look so handsome.
I keep trying to get them. You know what? Their schedules are crazy. Also, they have a weird appearance fee. Something about only having blue M&Ms in a bowl and backstage, and it's just man. There's a lot there. All right, beard news. It's not bad. It's not bad. Oh no, thanks for inviting us to participate.
Yeah, thank you, Christina.
Honor.
There were a lot of talented people that were invited, and I'm honored to be a part of that group. So thank you.
Yeah, and me. And so look, folks, I'm fired up about this. Let's get into this. I know I didn't say hello to Awesome Sauce because I wanted to highlight his comment here. He said, "What's the controversy in Peacemaker? Call me in, please." I think you're going to fill me in, most likely.
Clue me in, probably.
Yeah, clue in. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so Biggie Shack did have opinions about Peacemaker. I'd love to hear him in chat. Throw him out there, Biggie Shack. But I'm gonna say this pisses me off because this personally affected me.
Yeah,
folks, I don't know if you're familiar. There's this little indie game,
tiny
Fortnite. I'm totally kidding. And I just picked up the Peacemaker character bundle that was in that game like, I don't know, a week ago or something, a week and a half ago. It's pretty new. It's pretty new to the game. And I was so excited to have John Cena, not as wrestler John Cena, because I'm not familiar with the wrestling. No offense to people that I know there's a lot of wrestling fans out there. I just never watched it. I know that's what he's obviously most famous for. But then they had, they had like a wrestling version in Fortnite, and then they brought in Peacemaker. I'm like, oh, comic book Peacemaker, John Cena, awesome, instant buy for me.
Right.
And he comes with in Fortnite, like a lot of games, there's an emote, which is basically a dance.
Right.
And they call it Peaceful Hips is the name of it, which is it's kind of a play on there's a popular or infamous emote in Fortnite called Party Hips, which is if you have a curvy skinned character, it's definitely one that a lot of people use. So I own this bundle, and now what has happened is Fortnite, Epic, who runs the game Fortnite, has removed it. Well, not removed, but disabled the emote. So I can't use it. I can't use it.
Just the emote. The rest of his skin and everything is in there.
Yeah, but so when you buy the bundle, I mean, there's a cost associated with the emote itself.
Yeah.
So I by the way, I am right now being facetious. I am not actually extremely upset about this. I'm sure that that this will be resolved. But hey, let's peel back the onion here a little bit and get to some of the layers, because I started out just kind of trying to describe it in a funny way. But what happened, and there'll be some contextual spoilers, I guess, but we'll avoid talking about what they actually are. Yeah. So the emote is evoking the intro of the show. The intro of the show to Peacemaker, if you haven't watched it, is a dance number with the cast.
It's so good.
It's awesome.
Both seasons were great dance numbers.
Yeah, and that's important to point out, is both seasons were unique. And actually, I guess that each episode is slightly different because they focus on. I never really paid attention to that, but they focus on,
like, this last one. There was a little bit. I was like, "Hey, that's different." Like,
yeah, characters are going to be important in that episode. Usually get a little more focus, or if they're going to be featured pretty soon in the show, which is cool. So the dance that is featured retrospectively, or at least in hindsight, is being viewed as something that could potentially be an offensive symbol. And this article talks about it here, so I'm going to bring it back up, and it does contain some contextual spoilers. I will say that none of this would ruin the show for you, in my personal opinion, so I don't think it prevents you from hearing about this. But if you really don't want to have any spoilers, I totally understand, and I don't blame you. We're fine with you, kind of just checking us out on the rewind. But basically, we're kind of learning now that I'll say it. If you want to read the screen, you'll get more spoilers in this. The way I'll put it is, there is something involved in the show now that you may not have realized involves Nazis. Or at least, straight up Nazis. And the audience, unless you were paying attention or knew about some specific things in the comic books, may not have realized that for a while. And the intro dance is now being kind of like looked at in a different light, because people are watching it, and they're watching it in this context now. And they're saying that John Cena's character, Peacemaker, when he does his dance, is kind of forming essentially a swastika. The funny thing, and I just mean funny as in weird, is the emote itself. He kind of does his hands in a couple different positions that I'm not going to emulate on stream, because I really don't want to have that clipped out on me at some point. But he really kind of more forms an H than any, like, if you like, look at how the different patterns his arms form, it doesn't really do anything other than form an H. So it's
right.
But what happened is Epic removed the ability to use this emote in the game, because out of an abundance of caution, because they reached out, in their words, I'm going to kind of paraphrase here, to their creative partners or collaborative partners that they obviously have deals with, i.e. DC, Warner Brothers, James Gunn, the Saffron group, whichever entities that they have access to when they kind of create these deals, to determine the intention behind the emote, because they don't want to have an emote that was hinting at essentially a highly,
sensitive,
a highly flammable, racist, terrible emote. Right. Makes sense, right? I mean, that makes perfect sense to me. And they communicated, the tweet here that I've had up that you've probably been the easiest thing for you to read is, we're disabling the Peaceful Hips emote in Fortnite, which is Peacemaker's emote, as we inquire into our partner's creative intentions in this collab emote. Assuming it's not coming back, we'll issue refunds in the next few days. Sorry, folks. So okay, so real quick, Biggie got back to us. He has opinions about Peacemaker, and he did a video that didn't go over so well. So have fun with this topic. I'm definitely not afraid of this topic. I think that it's kind of it's what it is. Comic Trope says that according to his email inbox and social replies, not having this emote has ruined the game. It's literally unplayable.
Yeah,
my,
it's totally destroyed it.
my disappointment is immense and my day is ruined. It's like, I don't know. I would say
I agree with Adam. I do like this song from season 1 better than season 2.
I agree with that as well, actually. I agree with that. I would say that my as somebody who literally has a stake in this, because I bought the bundle and they pulled the emote for me.
Right.
My
And you were
preferred,
using it like every time you won the battle royale, right? I mean, like, which was like multiple times a day, right?
I wish I could go back and see if because I found out about it after it was removed. I wish I could go back and see if I'd ever used it before, because I get clips pulled automatically. But yeah, it's here's what I was gonna say. Going back to the season 1 thing that Adam was just talking about. If they are going to pull it, rather than get a refund, I would want them just to redo the dance so that it's part of like the season 1 intro.
Just tweak it a little bit, right?
Yeah. I think it's fine. I think it's fine in that context. If they pull it, I kind of actually hope that they would refund the entire bundle, because part of the reason I got it is because I'm like, okay, cool. You get Peacemaker. He has a few different of his helmets. Which that actually is what Comic Tropes' other idea was about. Go check out at least his Instagram feed. He posted it there. I won't spoil it in case you think that he's right. That could be a spoiler, but let's just say there's an awesome possibility that he's hinted at over on his feed that I would recommend you go check out. But you get his Eagly backpack, which is like his little specialized bling. You got a separate emote that was just him doing like stamping his logo, basically. And then you got the peaceful hips. So I mean, you buy the whole bundle and you think you're getting everything. So even if they just refunded that one part of the bundle, I'd feel like a little ripped off, I guess. So not Fox. No, I don't know what that is. Sorry. At least I didn't buy the emote. Yeah, I mean, I actually was. If it wasn't for Eagly, I probably just would have bought the character. But I was like, man, I gotta get Eagly.
Dude, Eagly is like one of the best characters in that show.
Yeah. the episode that heavily featured Michael Rooker, that's all I'll say. That was an Eagly episode, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love that show. It's so great. One of the highlights of my week.
So Chris brings up a really fantastic angle to this here, which is he says, here's the thing. Peacemaker is a hard R show. Fortnite could have adapted the comics, but they adapted something meant for mature audiences. So you're right. Fortnite has some really interesting collaborations as part of its pantheon. Right. And I actually want to kind of discuss, this goes hand in hand with this. I want to discuss another one, which at first you're going to go, well, what the heck does this have to do with comic books or, Peacemaker or any of this stuff?
Okay.
Pull up the page here. Here's some other terrible real world news. So there is a Fortnite streamer. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with this person. I only know this person in the context of this story that's come up since the Peacemaker thing. I think that's just David. I think I don't know, David, maybe, I'm not sure, but he's a Fortnite streamer. Allegedly, he's heavily involved in this disappearance and death of this 15-year-old girl. Whose body was found in his Tesla, which the Tesla was impounded We're not really here to discuss the facts of this, but obviously this is a grown adult. This is a 15-year-old. Yeah, okay, so he's a musician. I didn't even know that. All I knew, the context that was brought up within is he's a Fortnite streamer. He's played Fortnite. Well, the quote I read was he's played Fortnite every day since he was 17 or something like that. So a rapper. Okay, cool. I appreciate the context. Thanks, everybody. But the point is this person, and I hope I'm saying, if it's David, I hope that's right. And again, this is all. I don't think anything's been confirmed or alleged. It's all allegations here. Just like the emote for Peacemaker is allegations as well. We don't know the intent of the dance necessarily. It could just be a coincidence. It could be, again, it also forms an H if you watch the motions. Well, this character has an emote in Fortnite. This person, this real life person, that emote has not been disabled or pulled. Yeah, just kind of saying it's a little bit of an interesting angle because this story has been breaking over the last 2 weeks, I think.
You would think that they would pull that.
Yeah, and just like Comic Trope says here, Fortnite also has Kanye stuff. Yep, absolutely. So there's a lot of interesting angles here with all of this stuff. And I just think it's kind of interesting that this one thing got disabled, which it's like, hey, good on them. But a lot of people are pointing out this other thing being disabled. Maybe we should do that too. And I think it's, you should be uniform in how you address these kinds of controversies. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So
I guess it's like whatever the hot button is and gets the most attention, right? So
yeah, it seems like they draw a very wavy line is a good way to put it.
Right.
Kevin. Absolutely. And again, I actually didn't say hello to Metal Elf. Hello, Metal Elf. Thanks for being here, and thanks for the added context. So I kind of was going over the story because I'm the one that kind of brought this forward for the show. What are your thoughts on this one, Big B? Because I didn't get a chance to see what you're thinking about it.
Man, I'm such a big Fortnite player that
I know you're huge into it.
I know.
And by the way, at this very moment, I believe my wife is firing up Fortnite right behind me. So we're addicted to Fortnite over here.
Christopher and I play all day long. I don't know. Actually, in my house, it was my son that was big into Fortnite, and then my wife got into it, and so they're huge Fortnite players. So much so that I no longer own my PlayStation. It is theirs now.
Interesting point, Biggie Shack. Yeah, I think there's possible there could be more to this, and of course we'll try to update it as that comes out. Well, I know you're not a Fortnite guy, but how do you feel about the emote, and how do you feel like?
I think it's a little overreaction, especially since it doesn't even really. I mean, people are always looking for drama or something to squawk about. So
yeah.
Yes, Charles. I live in Earth X. I mean, I come through the portal here to do the show and go back to Earth X.
It could be a little complicating for you, actually, in Earth X, to be honest. You don't really know how far it goes.
I would be considered a person of color, I guess, over there. That's true. I'm a Native American, so
yeah. Make me McOverfly. Yeah,
reaction for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Wow.
Good one, Kevin.
Metal
Elf has a great point too. This is a great point from Metal Elf, is that Gunn is somebody who has been targeted. By the way, Gunn has been targeted is such a great sentence on several levels.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is absolutely true that he, especially he's pretty high profile right now. I mean, he's basically the head. He's essentially DC's Kevin Feige. I guess that's the best way to put it. And actually even more involved because he's writing and directing a lot of stuff. So, but yeah, good point. I'm farming spec out of this, so I can appreciate that aspect. The Earth X spec, or what would be the Fortnite?
Earth X spec could be, there could be some spec there.
Fortnite Zero or whatever, the DC. There's a lot of Batman. Oh, was Peacemaker in those comics? Probably not, unless they had like Suicide Squad in there or something. I know Batman was. I know Snake Eyes was.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Justice League 107. Okay.
Yeah. So Earth X. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, and it makes sense too, because a lot of people will be just like you were mentioning about that special for Eagly. Like, I mean, that's probably another one that would, I'm not for this particular thing, but it's, you know, Peacemaker season 2 stuff.
Which, by the way, I don't know if you caught Adam's comment, but I've got to check out Suicide Squad King Shark #5, I guess, has an Eagly appearance in it. He said, same
Yeah,
year.
that's one of the early ones.
Yeah. Hey, Damien.
Hey, what's up? How's it going, Sleepy Reader? So, you know, I guess that's just the news, what it is. There's really not much to it, but apparently the world is in flames over a Fortnite emote. So there you go. I'm gonna take
the biggest like Peacemaker question is: do you really want to taste it?
Nice one. I love it. So I'm gonna take this Fortnite. Oh my gosh, she's taking a break from doing Peacemaker emotes right now. No, just kidding. She doesn't have Peacemaker. That is my wife. For everybody who's playing on, you can see a sliver of the screen here, so we don't really get to see any of her sweet eliminations. But yeah,
we expect to hear good things on the background, cheering and dancing.
Lots of "I got a crown." What I hope I hear. But I want to use this to kind of pivot to some slightly positive news, depending on your perspective. But to me, it's very positive. In my household, this was very well received. And it's also about Fortnite. So I guess, hey, here we go. Not something I would normally suggest we cover. But we talked about K-pop Demon Hunters a lot when a good friend of ours, Ben Taz, who helped out for Heroes for Heroes, did a Dave Stevens homage, but with Rumi, one of the characters from K-pop Demon Hunters, the main character as it is. And after that, we watched K-pop Demon Hunters in my household, became big fans of it, and people have been speculating for a while. Will we get any of the characters from K-pop Demon Hunters in Fortnite? Looks like we are. The official Fortnite account responded to a tweet. Somebody was like saying, "Hey, can we see what the characters are going to look like?" And they just responded to this tweet with a picture of what the skin's going to look like in the game, which is cool. And then I saw that there's a countdown in the game now for a Halloween themed event they do, which is usually called Fortnite Mares, and it's going to be called Demon Hunt, I believe. So there you go, coming in a couple days. So
there we go. There was so much Demon Hunter stuff at Rose City. It was insane.
Yeah, I wish I'd gotten more photos about some of the characters and stuff. There was some great ones.
Every artist that I interviewed had some Demon Hunters piece on their table.
And I got a Demon Hunters print from an artist that she'd done for my daughter, and it's up in her room right now.
That's cool. They went to the sing along. Damien did. That's cool.
Nice. That's cool. Yes, did catch the Wolverine game trailer.
Looks
got some really weird reactions to that, Corban. What did you think about it, Corban? Let us know. What did you think, baby? I know you're a big gamer.
A lot of people that I chat with were reserving judgment until they actually get to play the game, but I thought overall it looked pretty good.
Yeah. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, I'm bummed out because out of the main platforms, I mean, I play stuff on PC. I just happen to have a computer because of the stuff I do for YouTube that's good enough to run games. So I play some games there. I have an Xbox because I used to work for Microsoft Games and stuff. So that's kind of the platform that we've landed on and like around here. And then we have a Switch. But the one platform we don't have these days is a newer PlayStation. We have some of the older PlayStations, but nothing that will run Wolverine, unfortunately. Hopefully they do what they did with the Spider-Man and Miles Morales and those Insomniac Spider-Man games, is they will eventually release them on PC, I hope, because then I can play them later on. That'd be nice. Do you think Red Saint Wild could access the red like Animal Man, and that's what he sees? The energies around Eagly. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
The thing that I thought about when he first showed up in the trailers and some of the early stuff is, I really hoped he was going to be Snowflame. because I want to see Snowflame in a James Gunn project. That Michael Rooker would be perfect for that
That's the
role.
cocaine powered guy.
Yeah, the cocaine powered supervillain or
Well, he would have
anti-hero or
been
whatever.
in heaven in Vigilante's
Yeah.
headquarters there.
I know that made me think about it again. Although James Gunn did say that, or maybe it was Michael Rooker that said this, but one of them said, "Don't be surprised if he shows up again as a different character, almost like a somebody who shows up like somebody made the comment Stan Lee like in different projects where he shows up as different people, but I don't know if that was actually them that said that."
Yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah, the music and songs of K-pop Demon Hunters are they're absolutely catchy. Yeah, you know what's funny, Metal Elf? I was with you for a long time. I fired up Fortnite. I won like 4 or 5 rounds in a row, and I was like, this game seems stupid easy, and I quit. And then I didn't play for like a year and a half or 2 years or something like that because I played PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, aka PUBG, a lot of other battle royale games. I like that type of game, but I like more realistic stuff. But a couple of my friends were playing every night, and I was like, okay, well, it's a good chance to like talk to them and hang out with them, so I'll start playing with them. A few months in, they fell off, and they had been playing every night for like a year and a half, and I kept playing. And then, you know, me and my wife play, and now our daughter plays a little bit. So it's just fun. It's fun for all the, like, in what other game are you going to have like a Marvel event with like Doctor Doom trying to take over the island while Power Rangers are running around and like all kinds of, you know, there's a lot of properties that get involved.
Yes.
I mean, you got Marvel and DC characters in the same game, and Invincible, and all that stuff.
Yeah, I watched my family play. I think they had the one with the Predator ship crashed in there, and you could go in and fight the Predator. And
yeah, it's cool stuff. Very cool. Snowflame. Yeah, dude. I hope. Okay, Jay. Okay, he did say it. That's good. Thanks, Jay. It's a hell of a drug. Oh man, I love that show. Yes, it does look pretty violent. And I saw a few people making this comparison to, if you never played it, don't judge me when I say this, because it's actually a really good game. It looked like the X-Men Origins Wolverine game, not the movie, the game, which was great. And the regen ability in that game, and the intro is like in Vietnam and stuff with Team X and everything. It's cool. In this game, I saw some people comparing it with the violence level of that game. Yeah, absolutely. Start trying to read up some of the comments here, but yeah, it looks like it'll be fun. So the other news story that we talked about in our thumbnail is it's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of a minor thing in the grand scheme of things, but it gives us a chance to talk about a platform out there for comic books. So I wanted to talk about it in that context. So Neon Ichiban is a online marketplace and online comic book resource where you can, you know, collect comic books to read digitally, the digital comic book platform. It's from the people who brought you Comixology back in the when it was good. I should point that out. And those are the people who went on to found Distillery. So Distillery is by the same awesome folks. And so they've been, you know, kind of championing at the bit to get back into doing digital comics across more than just their own platform. They had a digital platform for their own stuff on Distillery. But this is something that we knew, especially when they launched Distillery, they basically straight up mentioned they want to do something with another marketplace and reading platform again. So why do I want to talk about IDW joining Neon Ichiban? It's not really something that matters to me so much with IDW joining it. It's great to have another major publisher join them. That's fantastic. But they're also in the beta for Neon Ichiban. And I checked it out I think last weekend. I was kind of looking at it and reading some stuff on there, and seems like a pretty good platform. Everything was pretty stable. There weren't any weird loading issues as you did like the panel by panel reading and that kind of stuff. The one thing that I can't quite figure out, I think it's because the answer is it's only available on a web browser. I don't think there's an app version yet. Again, it's in beta, um, which kind of to me sort of ruins most of the fun of it because I don't really want to read comics on my computer screen. Uh, it's not as comfortable as laying in bed or kicking back in a recliner and reading some comics or something or whatever. Val's not allowed. They're also trying to do like this stuff with scarcity and I hate to use the term NFTs, but that kind of it seems like you can get like special variant versions of comic books, like variant covers that are only available, and then you can kind of resell those if you get like a rare drop or whatever. Which considering you can also just go buy the regular comic book, maybe not that big of a deal, but it might incentivize some people to get more out of the platform and collect a digital collection or something. But it's kind of a fun platform, and I think this article mentions some of the other publishers that are on there. So we got Mad Cave, Dynamite, and Titan joined. Marvel Comics, DC, Dark Horse, Oni Press, Kodansha, Vault Comics. So quite a strong lineup of publishers that are on this platform. The one thing I wanted to bring up about this, because I know out of the two of us, I'm the more digital comics guy, right? That's safe to say. Okay. So the one thing I was curious about is there's another digital comics platform that's relatively new that's launched called Global Comics, which I haven't checked out yet. So I want to ask the chat, if any of you checked out Global Comics and the beta for Neon Ichiban, and do you have any thoughts on the differences between the two? Because that, to me, is a big part of this. Is if you're going to start collecting comics somewhere, you kind of want your library to be all in one place. This is the unfortunate reality of the digital age. It's the downside to digital comics, which I do enjoy reading digital comics. But I enjoy going. That it frees me up to go collect the key comic books and older comic books that I really want to just own a physical copy of. But I can just go read digitally and not get bogged down by having to store thousands of comics. The problem is that I've got a giant library on Comixology. I've got a giant library on the Marvel app from like the redeemed codes and stuff like that. And without a way to migrate or access those libraries, it can get really difficult to decide to want to jump into a new one.
Right.
Unfortunately, Comixology, it works pretty well for me. I know a lot of people have complaints about it. I've had a pretty okay time with it since the founders left, which by the way, I did not name drop them earlier, and I should. David Steinberger and Chip Mausher are the founders of the original creators of Comixology, founders of Distillery, and the people behind Neon Ichiban at the top. So it's just one of those interesting.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's just interesting, like trying to figure out like where do I want to collect these books, because with all digital goods, this is the downside. This is the real problem with digital goods is you don't know that library is always going to be there.
Yeah.
And Comixology has removed some things from people. I've not been affected by that, but doesn't make that any less scary. I think those people, I think they were refunded, but still, if there's some stuff out there that's not available in print or not available on digital platforms, that if you had it pulled, now you can't read it. And they're not allowing you to do downloads on your digital purchases anymore for Comixology, which they were before. So you could have a backup essentially. So it's kind of scary on that front. And okay, it looks like we had some people talk about it. Tropes has used both. Okay. Sleepy Reader signed up for Global Comics. Couldn't get the app to work and only tried it on his laptop. Okay. Neon Ichiban has the best reader. The advantage to Global Comics is a ton of cool indie books to discover easily. Okay, that's fun. I like that. Sleepy's using Hoopla, Marvel Unlimited, and DC Universe. Probably don't have the bandwidth to do more. That's understandable. Yeah, I have a annual Marvel Unlimited. I'm spending most of my time on that, but it's always good to look at some other options.
I would say I was very skeptical about like digital physical products, like Magic the Gathering I played, and you could do digital. But one thing they did to try to draw people in was if you collected an entire set of the cards, you could redeem them for a physical set for a while.
Yeah.
It might be interesting if they ever did that, where like if you collected an entire series up to the point where they release a graphic novel, you could get a physical graphic novel or something, because the price to upload that is not the same price as printing a book. So I mean, it could be something that be interesting. It would draw some more people in, I think, like if they could get read it digitally, and then as it comes out, and then eventually get a collected edition physically. Like you're saying, there's no way to download a hard copy, but if you could get a physical copy.
Right. Well, it's funny because I have kind of a similar setup where I have a lot of physical like 4K Blu-rays and movies and stuff like that, because that's great. But I also like the convenience of not having to pop a disc in, so I have my digital copies on a platform. And with the movies, they have a lot of access. So like if you're part of like Movies Anywhere, or a platform like Fandango or Apple Movies, you can link your accounts, and there's a lot of studios that don't cooperate with those different platforms, so you end up with problems. But a lot of stuff does transfer over. Like if you're like, hey, I'm on Google Play Movies, well, my whole library for the most part transfers over from that versus Fandango at home versus Amazon Prime or whatever. I can kind of, whatever app I'm using, and kind of access most of those movies, which gives you also some redundancy for those digital purchases if one of those platforms were to fail. I'm curious to see if any of these comic book platforms ever come up with a way to do stuff like that too. Like I know it's tough, but in an oh my gosh, my camera's gonna die. Sorry, you're gonna lose picture here in a second.
He gave you fair warning.
I'll just be Elgato No Signal. We all are familiar with Elgato No Signal.
He is the big cat, or the cat.
Yeah, good.
I was gonna say, like, I know that, the scary thing for me is I know that some big platforms have been purchased, in buyouts, and that kind of thing. And when they do that, a lot of times they've completely wiped the digital library, and people have lost everything they bought. So it's like, kind of scary to me. And I've seen that somebody was saying that it was really sad. They did that with I want to say it was like all the MTV older stuff. It got just gone. It's wiped, and people are like, it's a big piece of history, Americana. So
absolutely. Oh wow, thanks Damien. That's really awesome of you for that super chat. We really appreciate it. It means a lot to us, supporting creators. We appreciate that, folks. I should take this moment to point out that Sleepy Reader 666 has a great and long-standing YouTube channel. Highly recommend going and checking that out as well. Go ahead and follow and subscribe to him if you're not already. And
artist and great art collector as well.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sure that's why you should always slab your digital comics to preserve them.
That's right.
Yeah, that's very important. And then Adam said he's going to bounce. Have a good night, Adam. If you happen to still be listening, we appreciate you checking in. Apparently my camera decided to bounce. I should have known that was going to happen. I forgot I made the silly mistake of unplugging it to plug something else into the charge, which means it wasn't charging.
All good, brother. All good.
Psycho Phil, what's up, Psycho Phil? You were screwed over by Amazon when they bought Comixology. Yeah, absolutely. I understand that.
Yeah,
I completely understand that. And there's another aspect to it too that kind of stinks too, which is when you get like humble bundles. There's a lot of comic book humble bundles, and they'll come with like the PDFs of the comic books, or you'll get like a PDF from a comic book when you back a Kickstarter or something like that. And there's no way to like import those into another platform. And I mean, there's third-party software you can use to read those things, and that's great. But it's like, again, it'd be nice to be able to have kind of one wrapper that you kind of can put all your linked accounts into, And then you would think that there'd be a way for that to be advantageous for different publishers where like, hey, if you buy something on that platform, then it reciprocates X amount of dollars from that sale or whatever.
Right.
And if they're all reading on some platform, all the readers, then they're probably buying more stuff, and that hopefully would help people out. But
Right.
I don't know. That's just how it is.
I was gonna say with your camera down, might be a good time to show community arts.
Yeah,
that would take a big chunk of the screen up.
Brilliant minds think alike, because I was just going to say that we can show off for this community artwork we have, and not be such a visual camera face experience right now. That was a sentence that works in English.
Absolutely. Sure. All I want is more Loot Crate.
Thin t-shirts.
Mass-produced limited edition comics.
The thin t-shirts is the one that gets me.
A button and a Funko Pop. There you go.
Yep. Okay, so let me add this window here.
There are good wrappers, Kevin says, but they don't come with copy protection. All right.
Yeah, that's true. It's a very good point. But then again, when you're distributing your books via PDF, those aren't very well protected either. And also, any comic book that has any popularity whatsoever is unfortunately, to the publisher's chagrin, easily available sailing the Black Seas. So if you're wondering what you're looking at right now, this is the Bronze Age Nerd Discord server, which has a channel called Community Artwork, where anybody can go in and post their artwork that they've done. There's a link to the Discord server down below in the description if you want to join up and either check out the artwork more closely or go back and look at past artwork or post your own artwork that you'd like us to share on the show. So first here, we're going to highlight some Red Sonja action from Edward Lilly. This is one that Big B posted up. I'm sure it got sent to him. Do you want to share a little bit about this piece?
That's just a beautiful piece. I don't know if you guys you've heard me talk about Edward, but he is super great. Fast artist. He good with the physical posing and everything, and I just love his shading and everything. He's got a new book out right now that he is kickstarting, so make sure to check him out. But yeah, very cool. That's his art style is amazing.
I like the attitude she has on her face.
Yeah, I love it. I love the motion.
Yeah,
the hair
exactly.
Yeah.
Very cool. Next up, oh my gosh, Yevgeny Sokolov. Just gush over his artwork. So good.
Yeah. Again, another great artist that I was happy to meet through our friend Nerdy Musings, and we're going to be doing a art hangout. Last one kind of got derailed, but we're going to be doing an art hangout, doing some drawing again here soon. But both Edward and Yevgeny and myself and Nerdy Musings. So yeah, both all talented artists, and yeah, beautiful piece. Just so much detail to it.
Sorry, one second. I'm just plugging in that cable to make sure I can get some camera for our next thing. This is Comics Limited. Okay, cool. Trav.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Travis from Comics Limited, which I guess this was a piece inspired by our friend Dave from West Coast Avengers. So
yeah.
So he kind of did that for him. So yeah, be cool.
This is it says no more bullets, right?
Yeah, no more bullets.
Nice. Goes straight sharp blades.
Just going to the knives.
Those great on your butt.
So Trav, I think that's a really quick. Trav's been doing some really quick sketches and stuff just to show off what he can do very quickly, and so that's one of his quick deals there. Yeah,
it reminds me of he was awesome up to. I know you guys both worked on it, but he did a lot of it according to you. The piece that you guys did of me, it looks a little like that, similar to that kind of style.
Yeah.
With
just doing the quick sketchy, lots of stroke.
Yeah. I like the orange coloration from like an explosion or sunset or something like that we see as a reflection there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the G.I. Joe packaging.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
So good job, Trav. Love it, buddy.
Nice. Oh, Roscoe.
Yeah, a little Halloween kind of stuff there. A little Ghost Rider-y, Sugar Skull.
That is so cool. Roscoe, love all your stuff.
It's right.
So this is awesome, Steve. Steven, luckily we're in a group chat and we get to see Steve's like multiple drawings he does. He usually does at least one a day.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like he's progressing as an artist. He tries to do one drawing a day at least. He's trying to use the same thought process he uses with music, where he practices his craft every day. So
yeah, very cool.
Progressing along. Good job, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. It reminds me of like the modular armor Iron Man.
Yeah,
from the 90s. That's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Erwin Papa coming in with some TMNT. Got some Donnie there.
I was posting all these pictures. I was like, okay, that's because I kind of go through my IG and look at when I got messages, and Erwin had sent me like just an art bomb of like 30 images. I was like, oh yeah, Erwin, I got to get his piece.
Nice.
So yeah,
nice. I'm glad we get him in here. His stuff's great.
Yeah, it is amazing. I love the detail on that one. So good. So good.
Awesome. And then this is one that was sent to me. What we began with a Red Sonja, and we shall end with a Red Sonja in honor of the recent film, I guess, or just totally by coincidence.
Is that an update to the sketch they did earlier? Because we had one like last week or a week before last time we did a show. Yeah, cool.
Yep, absolutely. Kind of originally when he sent it to me, he had it side by side. So I figured people would probably remember it, or they can scroll up on the Discord server and go check it out. Again, the link is in the description below if you want to go see all the artwork that we've ever
there is a ton of artwork for you guys to look at, and we'd love to get your reactions, thumbs ups and smiley faces, and which ones you love the most. And it's just amazing stuff.
I mean, I'm just scrolling back at random. I mean, there's Comic Tropes who's in the audience right now doing another Turtles like we just saw. I mean, there's just great stuff. And you can go back all the way. That talked about Steve. There's some earlier Steve stuff. This is from back in August. Yeah.
There was some stuff there by
it just goes and goes and goes.
Dracula and by Nora and Rad. So Rad dude. I forgot to hit him up this week, but man, his stuff has just been progressing so well lately.
He's gone to a different level.
Right. Yeah, he's leveled up.
Absolutely. So again, you can join the Discord if you just want to go check that artwork out. You can also post your artwork there. You don't have to join the Discord. There's no like obligation to do that. You can also just send it to us through social media or email or whatever. If you've contacted us before through text message, whatever you guys want to do to send it to us. But I'm just saying that's a place where you can go post it. The idea of making it public was to get people involved in just hoping to have them go there and post their own artwork and maybe share some things that they wouldn't normally like just fire off. And you also could, post there, and hopefully we can kind of all help each other out and speak positively about your art and share it. And
like, and just the intention is to inspire people to start like Steve did. And just, or if you haven't drawn in a while, pick up that pen or that brush and pencil and start drawing. So absolutely.
Also, I posted earlier, I guess it's not really our community art, but you saw our hearts earlier too, and so those are our pieces for the week. Remember, you can go bid on those.
Throw those in the community art, man.
Yep, so absolutely. I will do that. Do that as soon as we're off the air here. But you can go bid on those for Comics Curing Cancer to help raise money for a great cause, obviously, in the fight against cancer. As part of C3, Comics Curing Cancer is a huge fundraising initiative by a lot of awesome members in the community. So definitely go give them a follow as they're ramping up all their activities right now for October. So,
well, Richard, your son, we would welcome posting some stuff by your son.
Cool. Absolutely. We'll get the kids involved. I've shown some of my daughter's artwork before because she's wanted to be part of the show, and that was fun. But yeah,
we'll absolutely. Get that next generation involved.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We're trying to hit that new hour-long-ish mark, and we're already over that, of course, because that's how we roll. So much so that my camera didn't make it to the end of the show. So we're probably going to sign off for this week. But here's the thing. Do you want to tease, Brian, what we're going to be talking about later in the week?
Let me get the big highlights and tease those.
Yeah.
Just the biggest one. Let me get there. All right. Well, we'll start with this one.
There you go.
There we go. Sorry, I was leaning over to grab books. All right, so did a big trade, and we're going to talk about that and how I managed to get these books. But there's a super high grade first appearance of Mysterio.
I love how you start. That's not even the biggest book.
Right. First appearance is a Juggernaut. Nice copy of that.
Gorgeous. Hey, now wait a minute. That's the first appearance of that Canadian guy.
Yeah, that hairy little guy.
Yeah, that little bub.
Yeah, but then he's on the cover of this one.
Man, that is so beautiful.
Nice sharp copy of that.
Congratulations, man.
And then 3 more books to show here real quick. Some slabs.
Oh, fire. Pun intended.
Fire, absolutely. And then first Kingpin.
It gets better and better.
It does. It does. It keeps getting better. And Giant Size X-Men #1. So yeah, just a few. I hadn't made any really huge contributions to my collection, and then that just happened. So shout out to our friend Michael Poteet, Poteet's Comics and Pop Culture, and we'll be talking about that. So if you guys want to hear more about that, tune into the show that we'll be posting on Wednesday on Bronze's channel.
Yeah, you'll be able to see it posted in Big B's feed as well. We're going to do this. YouTube has this new collaborative feature. So we're going to basically alternate where that new show is uploaded, and you'll see it in the other channel stream. So whichever channel you're following, you'll still see it there. And then we're still going to do this show live every Monday.
Most Mondays are the smaller ones. I'll just kind of fix it.
These are the smaller. Dave Stevens Fire.
This is like a 9/8 First Creature Commandos.
Yeah. Wow.
First Werewolf by Night. First Rhino. First cameo of Mary Jane. This is like a in the 9s copy of the Face It Tiger. You just hit the jackpot issue at the very end of the book with Mary Jane. So there you go.
Just some greatness. And then there's actually one other book that I wish I could show off right now, and I'll be making a post about it tomorrow, which was my intention after the show where I was going to show it off. But Big B was amazing enough to gift me a comic he knew I was looking for. I try to buy the Uncanny X-Men issue that correlates to my age every year when I turn older, if I didn't already own it, which is I'm at a sweet spot where I didn't have most of those issues, those Silver Age books. So I turned 43 on September 6th, and I was at Rose City Comic Con on September 6th looking for that book. I found a couple copies, but in my opinion, they were overpriced, or just too high of a grade for what I didn't need a 9+ copy of that book. I just wanted one for my collection, which I don't have to have that for that book. But if you could see me, I would be holding up an amazing copy of X-Men 43 that Big B gifted me from that trade.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing when you hear about this. I didn't spend $1 on those books.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it was all trade. So if you want to find out how I did that, make sure to tune in.
Yep, you're definitely gonna want to hear some of the secret sauce. And honestly, when I say that, it's true, but it's also a little tongue in cheek because it's really just I think some hard work and honest advice that collectors should be considering. So yeah. If you want to hear more about that, we're going to be talking about that on Wednesday. Stay tuned to both channels, and I'll make sure next week to have my battery fully charged up before the show, so I'll have hours worth of streaming available and won't have my camera die. But we'll see you next week, Best Coast Comics, 8 o'clock Pacific time on Monday night, and we'll come back with more comic news and community art. So until then, keep reading comic books, and we'll catch you next week.